We're over the hill. We're gonna have a midlife. We're gonna have
midlife crisis. Don't get a mohawk.
What's up, Jim? It's going to be better now because you're watching Coffee Casuals and Consoles. Just get your fresh cup of coffee and put on your earbuds.
You're good to go.
This is the best podcast to watch every Wednesday morning. You're in the right place.
Who's Xbot? I never heard of him before.
It's the Xbot 448. What's going on, people? Oh, shit.
Oh.
How about now? How about now? Can you guys hear me now? Guys, I'm screwing this up again. So let's try this again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Vogels Craig. I screwed this up. Fuzzy Belvedere, good morning. Abraham Romero, good morning. Jim Thunder, good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Like I was saying before, Jim Thunder is the one who said Wednesdays suck, but they are awesome because Coffee Casuals and Consoles is on every Wednesday. Good morning, Scorpion King. Good morning, Invader. Hello. Good morning, Irrelevant Native, and Noble Addiction probably fell asleep. So I just said everything I said before.
Holy crap, Mel just took some Adderall or something. That was really fast. That was pretty good.
It was really good.
Good morning, UK Dazarus. Oh gosh, he said echo. So clearly we're having some issues today. That's unusual. I don't like that. Hi, Neo Mental. All right, so I don't know why we're having echo.
I don't hear an echo on it. I don't
hear one either.
Everybody has their YouTube muted. You guys, I'm doing something a little bit different, and I can't hear it, but Xbot will alert me if something's wrong, because he came over here, and he's like, they can't hear you. And I'm like, shite. I knew I was going to forget something. But Vogels Craig says he has no echo. Everything else seems to be good. Hi, Skull Stomper. Good morning. It sounds okay, people? Yeah. It's
Skull
just Dad. Daz had too many beers already.
It's his internet. It's just, if he's on fucking shit you white out joke, he's gonna like fuck me up now. It's like, don't say I'm bad about UK Dazarus.
Oh, we're gonna talk smack. Hopefully that's better. Hi, Fuzzy Belvedere. Good morning, everybody. So now back to what we were saying before. Yay, episode 40. Midlife crisis and 10 more episodes. So excited. You know, Noble Addiction, we were just talking smack about you before we went live. So good morning.
Yeah, I was telling them how I carried your team in Fortnite.
You carried us, yeah.
I didn't shoot you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, liar.
I'm not getting angry with you saying that, Aran. You totally carried us.
My safety was off.
He's like, what did I do? You didn't do anything. You did nothing. We were talking about how Supersonic Station was not killing his teammates or anything, you know? So guys, we're gonna get into intros real quick. We have the Xbot 448 here in the chat. You wanna say what's up, Xbot 448? What's going on,
people? It's Xbox 448. And, what's up, chat? You guys are rocking.
He does not sound like that.
It sounds like
I just opened up some Halo rec packs and I got a new weapon. Hey,
I love Destiny. I try to I sound like Easy E, you know, but from NWA.
Destiny 2, Game of the Year, Game of the Century. Wait, we don't need Destiny 3.
The soundtrack is ace.
Look at him in the chat. See, Xbox, we don't know what you sound like because you ain't here. What's up, Neo Mental? What is up? Tony Almeida, hello, Texas Wolverine. You guys are amazing. Thank you for hanging out
Neo Mental, down with Destiny. And when he says that, I mean, listen, Neo Mental has put at least 4,000 hours between PS4 and the Xbox One in Destiny 1 and 2. And if he's saying thumbs down, there is a reason, people.
Uh-oh. Good morning, Mel Cerise. Good morning, El Boogie. How you doing? So we're going to say good morning to the rest of the panel since Xbot was the only one who was introduced the right way. So Creating Beyond Limits, you want to say hello?
What's going on, people? What's up, everyone? Like I said earlier, you've made your way to the best podcast every Wednesday morning or afternoon, depending on where you watch it. And we're in for a good show. Lots of awesome topics. And it's sad that Xbox not here, so we're just going to have to shit on him in chat. So, yeah.
We're just going to keep making fun of him until he gets
back.
It's
his fault. So
Destiny 2 is live. And then we have Mr. Boomstick XL. Please say good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks again for coming out, and it should be a fantastic show. I've been excited since last Wednesday.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we have Supersonic Station. Say good morning, please.
Good morning. How you doing?
How you doing? And I am
How you doing?
Your host, or the hostess with the mostest of Coffee Casuals and Consoles. So, Xbot says, I'm going to go doing heroic strikes in D2 right now. No, you have to stay and be a part of what we're doing. Just because you can't talk doesn't mean shit. So, you guys, this past week, it's been pretty interesting in the gaming world. A lot has been going on. So before we get into our awesome topics, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, in the description, I did start putting the topics of what we're talking about in the show in there, and it's not limited to, it may change at any time, and we may not get to all the topics, but that is there for you guys to view. So announcements, does anybody have any announcements they'd like to go over real quick?
I'm pregnant.
Again? Still?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of work.
That's twins. I just found out there's another one.
Triplets.
So, since I made that announcement, you can game gift me at DannyBoy3600.
He has to say, baby.
Like 2 codes for each kid. So.
Wow.
Actually, the game and the DLC for the other kids. So, season pass.
Oh man, you just made me choke.
We love season passes.
Invader said Yoshida working on them babies like crazy.
I'm breeding, man. I'm breeding Sony players.
Wow. I do have an announcement. I started my Patreon finally. Everybody's like, Patreon. So I did go and do that. It does have like different levels of rewards, and if you guys do support the Patreon, there are giveaways, things like that, and 30% of all Patreon I guess proceeds go to the Gamers Outreach. I did start a campaign to build one of the go-karts, and that's also going to be for one of my 24-hour streams coming up in 2018, but I will be donating some money towards that, so I'm really excited for that. And we do have 3 donors already. Nice. So I'm so excited for that. Well, patrons, I guess they're called. So yeah, it's really exciting and it's shocking, and I appreciate everybody. That's super cool. The Meltrion sounds more devious. What? I don't know what's going on. Everyone's pregnant. No, Neomento. Everybody's not pregnant. I am not pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
Yes. I'm not, that's for sure.
Me and Mr. Boomstick are good. We've been behaving. Xbot, Creating Beyond Limits, and Supersonic Station are all the little hoes around here. I'm just saying.
Hoes?
That's not what I said.
So don't get pregnant that often, not hoes.
You don't get pregnant that often. All right. So, guys, what have you played this week? Well, what have you played the most this week? We're going to start with Creating Beyond Limits.
Fortnite, I guess.
Oh my God. Why did I ask you? I should have just...
that should come off as not a surprise by anyone.
Not at all.
Well, I did play Shadow of War. Like, I've been playing that when I'm bored of Fortnite and I need a break. So, yeah, it's like every now and again I'll put on Fortnite, play it for like 4 hours. I don't know, it's in like 2 hours. So yeah, Fortnite's the game I played the most. I'm still trying to clear Shadow of War. It's a pretty good game. I highly recommend it. It does have the whole microtransactions in it though, but it's completely skippable. You don't have to like, you know, buy anything. And as far as announcements go, I have a new background, so my videos is gonna be all nerdy and shit.
It's so
yeah.
awesome. We love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
nice.
go steal all
Good
those
setup.
bobbleheads.
Oh yeah, I have a few of them and the amiibos and stuff like that. I'm a collector.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
That's super cool. I like it a lot. So I'm excited to see more of your videos because that looks really awesome. And who did all the work?
My fiance and I did some work, but you know, she
did the heavy
decorated.
lifting.
I did some of the heavy lifting. And she decorated the shelf and everything like that, so it looks like awesome. Because if I was doing it, it would all just be random and it wouldn't make sense. But now everything's all like, you have your Zelda shelf, Harry Potter, Dragon Ball. I need to get a Halo shelf and all that stuff. So yeah,
That looks really cool. So, Mr. Boomstick, what have you played the most?
I have probably put, my God, at least 20 to 30 hours in the last week into Assassin's Creed Origins, which is just, the game just continues to amaze. I mean, obviously, right out of the gate, it looks fantastic. I mean, it is probably, out of all the games that I've seen on the X, that is the true standout. I mean, Star Wars is good. Shadow of War is good. You know, obviously Gears of War looks fantastic and Forza. But they really, it seems anyway, they knew exactly what they were going to do when they were getting ready to release this game for all the systems, but specifically on the Xbox One X. And obviously, I've been playing The Division nonstop since the update. And if you're a Division fan, it is highly worth reinvesting into because it is fantastic.
Awesome.
You know what? I popped on that game and just went into your game, and you were like looking down at its chest, and I was doing jumping jacks by you for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Six something this morning we were playing.
Whose we were playing? You were playing with Supersonic?
Yes, yeah. I actually just loaded up the game to look at my to go through my gear. And it says someone just joined your game, and I'm like, I'm making toast, I'm making breakfast for my wife, and I come back and I see a guy doing jumping jacks.
You're about right kicking him.
I picked up my mic and said, "Holy crap, Supersonic! How long have you been? How long have you been there? I'm sorry, I didn't realize someone joined the game."
You know what?
That's good exercise for.
I'm a little salty, you guys. Here's why: because Mr.
I know why.
Boomstick still has yet to play Call of Duty with me.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I find Call of Duty so boring.
You know what? It's not boring with me though. That's the thing.
No, it's not. It's just that what it is that I've probably, like I said, I think I tweeted out. I might have played maybe, and I'm really might be stretching this, 2 hours of the campaign, and I really think that's kind of stretching it, and probably about 25 minutes of the multiplayer. I never played multiplayer for Call of Duty, even way back in the days. It's just not my thing. I don't know. I mean, I can play other multiplayer games, but if you want to get down with the Division, we can help you with that, Mel. No. Come on in.
No.
Regardless of what Xbox
until 448 you play Call of Duty with me. Fuzzy Belvedere says, I may see you in New York City, Double Barrel Gaming. So here's the thing, though, Fuzzy. when you possibly see him in New York City, please pop him in the back of the head for not playing Call of Duty with me.
That'd be funny, and record it and send it.
Yes, and put it on the internet because you'll definitely get likes for that. That is hilarious.
Let's go into the dark zone together and then just betray him. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, you know what? That's such a good idea. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna betray you. I don't think it's betrayal if I'm telling you though. Oh, Neil Mendel says he'll take care of it for me.
Yes, I'm sure he will.
Does the update actually make big differences to the game? Like, is it worth going back? Because I played The Division when it came out for like a week, and then I stopped playing it because I had no one to play it with. I was all lonely, and it was like kind of game where it's recommended to play with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, here's the thing. There is, look, that really is that what you just said right there is a tremendous topic, and unfortunately we're not going to be able to get to it today, but it's one of those games that, yes, Is it fun to play with others? Absolutely. But a perfect example, and it's very rarely done, the Dark Zone, you need a crew to run in there because you'll get smoked. Well, I'm at level 86, maybe 87 now. And at least 85 of those levels I did solo. And that is like, you ask anybody, they're like, no, it's impossible. You didn't do it. Yes, I went in there, and for all the times I did get jumped by some 12-year-olds and robbed for my gear, I did come across a lot of people that would see me on my own getting attacked, and they would run over to help me. And those are the times that the game really shines. And it's been, like I said, there is really so much for you to look into now. But the fact that, first of all, this update was 10.2 gigs, and it was massive, and the entire West Side Highway is open. And again, I'm from New York, so I know, I've been down there, on my old job, and it is absolutely stunning, the detail, like down to the Intrepid, where you're running past and you're looking, and of course it's not the exact same, but it is so spot on. Even like little corners of like different locations on the West Side that I've noticed, that I've seen personally, I see them in the game. It's unbelievable. And mind you, again, the most important thing is it's free. All of this new content is completely free. No season pass, no segregating the community. No, get out there and play. So I
wish I made all the old DLC free though. I know right now if people download the Division, you can play all the DLC that was added to the game for free for like the next 4 days. So
yes, they're having an event this weekend that runs through through Sunday.
I wish you just made it free for everyone though in general, because that would really get people.
You know what? That's something I would love someone to write Ubisoft. I mean, I may reach out to them. I know I've had direct message conversations with them privately about certain things, and that's something that is definitely a good idea. If they want to bring the players back, giving all the. I mean, the game is, come on, it came out in 2015, so
I always have it on sale, like.
I think they could offer all the DLC for free, and it would bring back tons of players.
Well, it is a free weekend, or was a free weekend.
No, it's this weekend. This
coming weekend, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so maybe more people will be picking the game up, and I'm sure it's on sale. So
it was $15 over the Black Friday sale, which is a steal. And I don't know if the season pass was on sale, but it might have been.
I think I got that. Like the expensiver version. The frick did they call that? The gold edition or something?
Yeah, the gold edition. I think the gold edition did have the season pass in there. I bought the collector's edition because it came with the watch, which the watch is dope.
Oh yeah. You know what I noticed about that game playing on the Xbox One X?
Now that we're talking about the Division, I totally forgot what my train of thought was, guys.
We really went off on a tangent.
That loading screen, where you had to watch the whole orange circle go up. It goes super fast now. Like I remember waiting forever watching that thing.
Yes, the loading. It's actually, I did a video on that. The loading on that game specifically is really at least 30 or 40 seconds difference. It's noticeable.
Yeah, very noticeable.
Because we're impatient people, so. We don't like to wait for games to load.
Well, 40 seconds times, a huge amount, let's say for a week, that would probably be, you could be making a cup of coffee or do your wash or something, You can get that time back.
So real quick before we talk any more about that, because I did kind of want to talk about what the updates were. Supersonic, what did you play the most this week?
Oh, I've been making Planet Coaster all dang week. I'm making a podcast park with everyone.
I watched a lot of your stream, and it's amazing. That park, if people haven't seen it, go over to his channel, Mixer channel, YouTube channel. Like, it is fantastic.
Yeah. There's a coffee casuals and consoles ride.
No, it's not a ride. It's a coffee.
It's a coffee shop. And then there's...
That's actually pretty cool.
There's bumper cars for me.
Yep, you got Oh Snap It Smells bumper cars, Foxy Deals t-shirt store.
That's awesome.
And the Luca launcher, the Dizzy Daz, I got all kind, the all day airdrop. There's all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm so addicted to that game.
That's
That's
cool.
one game I wish would come to Xbox, and I think it could because Xbox is getting mouse and keyboard support. So that would be such a great game. I'm so addicted to that game.
Go harass them and be like, can we get this up on the Xbox?
Oh, trust me, I have been.
Good. And you know, I'm saying hi to Betterman 77.
CCC teacups, yes.
Tea bags. Dun dun dun. I played obviously Call of Duty the most, but today I really Tony Amita says crap gamer bathrooms.
That's hilarious.
I made the Chamber of Crap, like the South Park Chamber of Farts. I made Chamber of Crap Gamer.
That's awesome.
It's like a roller coaster. You go inside the butt and there's farts going on inside it and stuff.
That would be nauseating and cool at the same time.
So I played a few games this week, though. I've made time to game, so I'm really proud of myself for taking a stand against work and making time to have fun. But this morning, this is like the first time ever I played DMC. I guess it's the definitive edition, Devil May Cry. And because everybody says, what kind? Which one? So I'm like, I don't know. This one that's on the Xbox. But I'm actually really enjoying it. I've watched Xbox play it in the past, but I've never played it myself because it's a single player game. So I notice as I get older, I'm a little bored. I'm a little bit more open to single player games because I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. And if it gets too hard, I'll just hand the controller over. But that's one of the Game Pass games, and I'm loving it. Like, you guys have no idea. And I'm really shocked that I'm enjoying it as much as I am, honestly. So,
it's a great game.
A lot of people dog the DMC version, but I really enjoyed it too. I love it.
Yeah, it got so much hate when it was announced because
that's because they made changes. It wasn't Capcom that did it. First of all, Ninja Theory did it, and they're an amazing dev. I mean, there's no whatever they touch, pretty much just turns to gold. And I thought I'm right there with you, Mel. I loved it from beginning to end. Now I beat the 360 version. I never restarted the HD or the remake, if you will. Being it's on Game Pass, I will download that and give that a shot.
It's
that
a lot
game
nicer.
Fantastic.
I have it on. I played it on the 360 when it came out, and I have played it on the Xbox One. It looks a bit nicer, and it's just a lot like this. The frame rate is a lot smoother throughout the whole thing, so that's awesome.
So you guys can hear me all tick in here. Yeah, but I was just responding to Betterman in chat. He says, was playing COD, but bored of multiplayer already. Not enough maps. I don't get really... I mean, eventually I'm going to get bored of it, but I don't really get bored because I played with, like, mostly friends. And then I'll hop in for a match or two if I have nobody to play with. Or I'll just jump into my friends' games and then join them and then hop out. And then they'll never know, or they will. I don't really know. But so can we jump back to the Division, the Resistance update? What came with that exactly?
Okay, well, I have the story in front of me. I mean, I can tell from personal experience, or I could just read literally verbatim. But they added skirmish, which is like a PvP mode where two teams of four fight for the most kills until the match is over. The name of the update is called the Resistance Update, and it opens up the entire West Side Highway. Now, if you're familiar with New York, you'll know that the entire, well, not the entire West Side Highway, because it goes all the way through Manhattan, but the beginning part when you come off the highway, which is the West Side Highway, you have the Intrepid, and you have a lot of where the ships come in, for these cruises. And man, they really knocked it out of the park because, like I said, I am from New York, and I spent a lot of time in Manhattan, and it is spot on. Perfect.
I have to say that's one thing about that game is when it first came out, people praised it for how much it looked like New York. Xbox, what are you talking about? He said we get it. You vape. Shut up. I muted myself, weirdo. But you know, that's something that people praise that game for, and I think that's what made it so, I guess, popular in a sense.
I wish they'd update it as like the way it looks on PC, because the PC version looks so amazing. I wish it would get the Xbox enhanced.
Just so you know, I now this has been confirmed. You know, again, I this is confirmed publicly, but I've also spoken to a particular dev, privately. There is a 4K patch incoming. Now that has no specific date. I would like to believe that we'll get it before the year's end, because it's just the 4K assets, and it would be on par with what the PC looks like, and that would be incredible.
Nice.
But that is coming. That is going to be an Xbox One enhanced game. That is absolutely confirmed. There's no specific date though. That's the only thing we're waiting on. Now, if anyone is interested, the free weekend that we were talking about happens from December 7th through the 10th, and that basically the game is free. So if you don't own it, you can still try it. It's free for that entire weekend. And if you decide to buy it, all of your content that all of your advancements, your achievements, so everything that you get come with you. And currently, the standard and gold editions are discounted right now through the Ubisoft store. But I also think they may be discounted on Xbox Live. You'd have to check.
You know what? That game is definitely worth it. The game is definitely worth it because it is fun.
I mean, like I said, it is. Look, here's the thing. And again, if Xbox is listening, don't be offended. The Division is a thinking man's game and not a barbarian game like Destiny, where you just put on a gear and you just kind of run around and shoot things, which are bullet sponges just as much. Whereas you have to put a lot of thought. Sorry, Destiny players, but you have to put a lot of thought into your Division gear set, where your electronics or your firearms or your health, all of this stuff matters. So they're the same game. They both have bullet sponges, and one's in outer space and one's in New York. Now, I'm not shitting on Destiny. I put a ridiculous amount into Destiny 1, and I think I put almost 100 hours into Destiny 2. But Destiny 2 kind of got a little long in the tooth already, and the game's only out since September. So
that's because they cut a lot of things out. That Destiny 1,
again,
like the end
not
game,
to mention, not to turn this into a Destiny, thing, but that whole XP thing just annoyed me in such a way that it's like it's so Activision and so Bungie. And you know what's a shame? Bungie used to be the company that people would rally around because they were the voice of the people, and now they've traded that in for the voice of the paycheck, and that's
sellouts.
Again. So
they sold themselves to the devil.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. But you know what? Getting back to the Division, look, it's not for everyone. If shooting a particular boss with 4 clips is something that you don't like, then this probably is not the game for you. But it has a mature story. It has a fantastic story arc where the ending is a bit shocking. And what is amazing is that this game came out in 2015. We are weeks away from 2018, and Ubisoft is still supporting the game, and that in itself is what's impressive.
Indeed.
And also the devs, they're always like on YouTube in the public eye and talking to the fans and the public.
Yes, if you listen, like I said, I've had a problem with a particular thing. I've reached out to them directly, and they private messaged me, or they went on Twitter and said, "No, we're fixing this right now," and they let everybody know. Look, again, whatever your taste is, you're never wrong because you like a particular game. So if you like Destiny and you don't like the Division, okay, that doesn't make you a bad gamer. It doesn't make you wrong. It's just that's what you like. But because it's free, they're giving you basically the free run of the game this weekend. If you're interested and you don't want to spend the $15 or $20, I get it. You'd rather save that for something else. At least download it for free and try it. And who knows? You may walk away like, you know what? This is really good, and I'm digging this.
Yeah.
With the update, did they make any changes I know they added a new area, like you were saying, but did they make any changes to the original like map? Like, did they add anything to the like
Well,
new locations?
I mean, well, no, I mean, to the original map, the only thing is this, like I said, the west side is open. In regards to the rest of the map, that stayed the same. But there's, you know, there's a lot of things to do within the game. The gear set, I've seen. I don't know the particular number. I don't know if it's 300 for your gear set. I'm currently at 278, and I just started, but I've seen guys as high as 290 already. And you can do all kinds of mods to your gear. There's there's something called division tech, which is kind of like almost like a currency, so to speak, where you use that to upgrade your current gear. And I actually have to you'll see a tweet from me a little bit later. The price that they currently have it at is almost impossible for the amount of division tech that you get while you're out there. And it seems like it seems like an overly unnecessary grind for division tech. And I definitely don't like that. My brother and I were talking this morning, and he was saying that it's almost like they're in, kind of like strong arming you to get into the dark zone. And you do find division tech sometimes 2 and 3 pieces at a clip, but you know, a lot of people don't like the dark zone, and I totally get that. So I don't want to be herded to go into the dark zone when I want to play the new expansion.
Yeah, sometimes I prefer the dark zone. Sometimes I just want to play the game, you know?
Right. Yes. You know, again, it's whatever mood you're particularly in. I'm sometimes in the mood I just want to run around the dark zone and just try and do all my my daily or my weekly challenges, get that out of the way so I can get my, exotic caches. But it's a fantastic game. Is it anyone's game of the year but mine? Maybe not, but I happen to like it, and I would. And if given the choice, which I've done already, and I've said this privately and publicly, Destiny 2 expansion came out, Division 1.8 came out, and it's like Destiny doesn't exist. But that's not that's me. That's a me thing. Mooch,
okay.
Mooch, for instance, Mooch, if you're listening, I still love you, man. He can't stand Destiny. He lets me know it all the time. But he loves Destiny. I'm sorry, he hates Division.
Here, I'll be Mooch for a second. It's dead. I don't like it. It's dead.
That's what he says all the time. He goes, You're playing in the dead zone. No one plays that game. You know what? It's fine. He doesn't like it. It's okay. I mean, he's still a good dude. He's a great dude, as a matter of fact. And he likes Destiny. Okay, no problem. I like Division. He likes peanut butter. I like chocolate. We don't merge. I don't know what to tell you.
I do want to touch on something real quick that El Boogie said in the chat. She says, well, if that's true, then Rainbow Six Siege is the best game because you definitely have to think way more about the attack situation. Now,
oh my God, that's a real thinking man's game.
That is one of my favorite games because you have to be tactical. You can't run in like it's Call of Duty and just be like, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, you also got to be at work as a team. Somehow or another, that's unheard of in video games in 2017.
I've got to say, I've played that game with randoms, and they are assholes, you guys. Like, they would just run up and kill us. Like, I guess it was 2 people on one team and then me and someone else, and they just killed us, and that really made me angry. I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing, because the randoms were just shitty people. Maybe they're not shitty people in real life, but on that game, they were shitty. And it made me mad.
Yeah, that's a bad experience. And you know what? You have an experience like that. Playing games is still your time.
Though. It was a few, more than at least 4 times, 5 times where it happened.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that's another game that literally limped off of the start line, but really towards the end got a sprint, and it has been a big moneymaker, and the community really raised it up after it being out almost 8 or 9 months. It really came back. All the different operatives and the different maps that they've added. I mean, but that's a crappy experience. And people forget that your time, even if it's playing games, is still important. And nobody wants to sit there for 2 hours and get beat up by randoms and have a shitty experience when you're playing. Nobody wants that.
No, nobody does want that.
Are we still talking about Division and Destiny? Because I got something bad I want to say about Destiny.
Well, go ahead. Speak on it. Absolutely.
All right. From what I've heard, they're bringing back 3 of Coins, and that is the one thing that totally destroyed Destiny 1.
They're bringing back what?
It was a currency called 3 of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it so easy for, I mean, Destiny 2, like everyone gets exotics anyway. It's not even rare to get exotics. They just always pop up here and there. But when 3 Coins gets mixed, when it got mixed into Destiny 1, the game just died after that. So they're bringing it into Destiny 2. Why? I have no idea. There's so many things in Destiny 2 I wish they'd fix. I haven't tried the new DLC or anything yet, but
the whole Destiny community is pissed off at Bungie because they took so much stuff out of the game that the end version of Destiny 1 had. Like, they just went so many steps backwards with this game. Like, they really fucked it up. And lots of people are, like, worried about the game.
Neomental says, Jesus, are you serious? This really makes my blood boil. I really don't know anything about this 3 Coins, so this is, all news to me. But
I have something to shit on about them to say real fast too, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
No.
Like Destiny 1, when that came out, every time a new DLC expansion released, people that didn't have it were getting locked out of content that was already in the game before. They just weren't able to play it anymore because they didn't have the new DLC. And people now, if you don't have the new, what's it called? Osiris, or I can't remember what it is. Well, if you don't have the new DLC that dropped yesterday, people can't play the Leviathan raid with prestige difficulty anymore because you need the DLC for some reason to play raid that was already in the game with a harder difficulty. You need to have the DLC to do that now. It's locked out for people. That's bullshit.
Yeah, you can't do the hard strikes either.
Wow. Way to segregate your community, Bungie. Excellent.
I do have a question though. Did they raise a level cap on that with the new DLC? Because
they did, but I don't know if everyone got that or they actually have to pay to get the level cap. Or
I don't know about that, dude. That would, if that, you know what? I know it sounds like something that a tyrant like Bungie and Activision would do, but that's got to be in game. I don't think that has any. Again, I'm completely speculating. But I'd like to give these companies the benefit of the doubt, said that if they level capped you because of DLC that you had to pay for, holy moly, the internet would melt.
Yeah, it would.
That's how the first one was, though. If you didn't have the DLC, you couldn't. They kept you at a certain level. I think. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
You're always wrong, even when you're right.
That's true.
How do I get the Division DLC, you guys? Because I know, like, when I go on there, it says, like, you know what?
Go into the actual game, and do a manage game, and you should, if you have the gold edition, look to the left, and it should say what needs to be installed.
I just installed a bunch of stuff, but I see survival. I see a bunch of things.
That's one of them. Survival's one of them.
I don't see the resistance on here, but
survival's fun.
Because it's not going to come up as a DLC. It's just going to come up as an update.
Oh, okay.
So when you go to it's going to be just a regular update. It's 10.2 gigs.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll worry about that later. But I did boot it up, so we'll be playing that at some point in time. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we need to get a team and go wreck people in the dark zone and cut their ropes and steal all their loot.
Let's do it.
I'm only level 10.
One of the best memories I have in gaming is the Division Dark Zone. I've had so much fun in that thing.
It's funny you say that. You're like, I'm on level 10. Listen, big shout out to our friend Artie, who was really low leveled, and when our crew got together, he must have. We spent about maybe 40 or 50 minutes in the dark zone. He went up like 17 levels. Like, we were just smoking people and it's just hanging out in the back.
Can I still go into the dark zone with you, even if you are like level 80 and stuff?
I think they split it. Yeah. I think there's a tier system. So we'd probably just run the game, and we'd probably run in your game and
Fuzzy
just let you.
The CCC Rogue Crew, you guys.
Wow.
I'll start a new character.
I want to be a hero, damn it.
No, you're just like Xbot. Always want to help people. I want to be the bad guy for once.
I'm the good guy of the internet.
so fun.
I'm sorry,
being a bad guy
I
in
can't
that
be a
match.
bad guy.
That's why he doesn't play Call of Duty with me, guys, because he's not a
We-
bad guy.
My wife
guys
calls me
ever.
Captain America. And every time I do something like really too like overly nice, she's like, ugh. She
Good.
goes, "You're too nice. Stop being nice. I want to help the world, guys. I'm
Hey,
sorry."
like I seen something we were talking about earlier, and I didn't even know this was in there. There's like is it 4v4 like deathmatch, or is it 8v8?
Yes. No, well, they have an 8v8, which is fantastic, which has like different objectives you have to do, like to take over computers. It's almost like a capture the zone kind of a thing. It's like 3 zones, and you have to capture the computer location and defend it. It's fantastic. It's 8 on 8. It's great. And
Nice.
there's AI combatants in there as well that come out to attack both groups. It's a lot of fun. I've played numerous matches of that. That's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Hang on. It's hard to keep up with the chat sometimes, you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying myself, and this is very new to me. So
It's because we're 10 episodes away from our midlife crisis here. So
we're getting. Well, I'm old. Come on, I'm the old man in the room. It is what it is.
that must be why you want to help everybody, because you're the old man, just like on Xbox.
You know
here.
what?
He's
I've been
also
like
the
this
old man.
since I was a kid. It was always like knowing to have to battle G.I. Joe, lend a hand, that kind of stuff. It's just my way. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I'm reading in the chat. Abacab says, in Bioshock, you actually get rewarded more for being good than bad. You
Yes,
get
that is
more
correct.
Adam
Yep.
saving little sisters than you
I
do
never killed any of the
harvesting.
little sisters. Sorry.
I did.
Me neither. I have not killed anybody lately.
That's cool. They give you that choice.
You say
in
that with
Bioshock,
such oomph in your voice. It's
It's a
soothing
good thing
but
to say, though.
terrifying at the same time.
Oh man, you guys are great. Xbox
Oh,
says the Destiny 2 hate is
He's
real.
mad about us talking shit on Destiny.
You know
What
what?
did he say?
Shut up, Xbot. You're not here to.
And
defend
Xbox never
yourself.
played Destiny 1, so he doesn't know what it was like at the end of the game.
He-
Like how much
Fraud,
they changed.
fraud.
I did hear the expansion. I did hear that, or I heard that it looks really beautiful, but it's over in like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's all I heard was that it looks lovely. Like the scenery, everything is nice. The planet is nice, but the DLC really doesn't do it. And like you said, you play it for like an hour or two. That's it. And they didn't improve the end game.
Surprising because the first 2 DLCs for the first expansions for Destiny 1 were horrendous. And then obviously, after those, the Taken King came out, which was fantastic. Literally saved the in my opinion, saved the game as well as the franchise with that DLC. So I wasn't expecting too much from this one to come out.
The Below DLC was fine
launch
though.
the game.
That was the one that added Crota's End, the raid. That was an alright raid.
Okay. Well, Xbot never played Destiny 1. He tried it and he hated it, and now I'm surprised that he's just in love with this game, and it's really sickening, you guys.
You should check the first one out too. Like, there's a lot to the first one, and it's probably like I looked at GameStop. It was like $3 for the base game.
No, because we did get Destiny, like the first one. We got it on PS4, and it was like somebody else's profile, I guess, that was on, previously. So I started playing it. We were playing, or we were supposed to play with Mooch a couple times, but I did play it a little bit. And then the person locked their account, and I couldn't play anymore. And I was a little sad about it. So then I ordered it on Amazon, and it was like a fake account, and they took my money and ran.
Oh wow, that
So
sucks.
I was like, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. Screw it. I'm done. So yeah, let's move on though, because we have there's lots of game updates. So I'm curious about the Star Wars Battlefront update. I see people talking about how they're getting more whatever the coins or points or something.
The currency, yeah,
Currency.
that's a big. I know I have not played it, but I did hear that. You know what? It's about freaking time because I unlocked most of the heroes, but I could care less. I want to unlock the star cards. I wasn't paying a dime anyway, even if they were still available to buy them.
Mhm.
But they really drip fed you the currency. The what is it called?
I don't know.
Yeah, I had the most I've ever had in one shot was about maybe 40,000, and I went crazy and I bought all these,
Oh,
heroes.
they're called EA bucks.
Well, no,
That's what they're
the galactic currency. I don't know if all the EA bucks. Yeah, well, they're making money some way or another, but it's about time, because even if you were great in a match, the most you were getting, the most I ever got, and I came, I think, second or third, was like 9. I'm going to be here till next fall at
You
this
said
rate.
9?
No, 389.
Oh.
And even at the time, it sounds like a lot. Trust me, $389 or galactic battle points, whatever they're called.
Just says they're Republic credits.
Yeah, well, they need to up the ante a little bit. You should be getting 800 or 900 per match. And in like 15 matches, which is about what someone would play, you should be able to buy a hero. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible.
So in the chat, Neil Mental says the DLC might be good, but it's too late at this point. My anger is going to need to be satisfied. I imagine he's talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 or Destiny.
Amen. Level too late.
I don't know if he's talking about that or
he's
talking about Destiny 2. I'm not sure.
Star Wars.
Ranting about Destiny. Okay.
Yes, I figured as much.
All right. So, as far as the Star Wars Battlefront 2 update, like I saw some comments, someone was like, no, that's just because you finished something. Someone's like, no, it's much more credits. So, do you think at this point, with them doing this update, and it was a free update, correct?
Yes, it was a free update. That is correct.
This is making up for, the loot boxes, or, what
they have a long way to go. They have a long way to go.
Yes, I would absolutely agree on that.
Like, this is a start for sure.
Yeah.
But they literally done so much damage. They've caused so much shit in the game and like world with this whole banning system thing, like getting investigated. Like, EA really fucked up. Like, they were so greedy. They didn't need to do this. They could have done a different system. It didn't have to be in the whole progression. Like, you don't have to have it all pay to win. Like, they need to, like, this, I say around 6 months time, if they continue to bring out free updates, add new characters. Like, if they have a big update planned for when the new Star Wars movie drops, which I doubt it because it's pretty soon. I know they're adding 2 new characters, Finn and Plasma, from the movies, but they really need to, like, try get some positiveness back before that movie comes out, because that'd be a perfect time for people to, like, buy the game, is when they're, like, on the Star Wars high from seeing the awesome new movie that's coming out. So
when
they
is
have
the
a long
movie
way to
coming
go.
out?
The 15th.
Next week.
Yep, next week.
Nice. I need to get my ticket. Crap.
I think that's definitely going to boost the sales in the games, and maybe that's why they released the game first and then the movie.
Oh, there's no doubt that it was strategically done, for sure, and they were hoping to. I mean, I think the first ones, sold well over 15 million copies, and I could be shortchanging it, but it was a big win for them. Even without a single player campaign and them segregating the community with the DLC. So obviously when this game was being talked about, when they had all these, dev videos that were up and, okay, listen, we're going to have this many more characters and, and this many more maps. And they were going like 80% difference from the other one. Everyone was like, oh my God, maybe they turned the corner. This is great. It's going to be a great game. And they did this loot crate shenanigans, and you know what? Here's the thing. I think the damage is so bad for this game.
Now, do they have any microtransactions left anymore in the game?
No, they're coming back though.
They're coming back, but they're going to be modified in a way. But they haven't spoken about it publicly since it was pulled down. I actually don't know what they could possibly do that would make anyone, I don't care who you are, rich, poor, somewhere in the middle, even if you loved this game, I don't see how you would spend $1 after what happened.
Yeah.
And I think that first of all, sales were down big, especially in physical copies. It was like a 60% drop off to the first one.
Yeah.
And then you get they hammer the public with this pay to win, and everyone's doing videos, and everyone's doing podcasts and putting their opinion out there on Twitter. It just was a complete, pardon my French, shitstorm for the game. And yes, is the movie going to get people hyped to buy the game? Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. But sales, you're going to see at the end of the day when they compare the first to the second, because of this horrendous PR nightmare that someone's dealing with at EA, it's going to hurt sales. And I don't know if we're going to get a third one after this because of what happened.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm wondering now. I just want to go see the movie to see if they're going to push the game. You know, like, I know that sounds silly.
No, you're going to see a PlayStation commercial right before the trailer starts. There's no doubt about it, for sure.
PlayStation one?
Yeah, because they have the marketing deal. PlayStation 4 has the marketing deal for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So when you're sitting in the movies and it's going to start rolling the trailers prior to the movie starting, you're definitely going to see a Battlefront 2 trailer. I would bet anything on it.
Let's see. I'm definitely like curious about that. Like, I want to go see it for that purpose, to see how much they shove it down people's throats, because they had so much backlash, you know. And I feel like right now they're hurting. So, and you know what I did see, that they're doing a Star Wars ride or something at Disney.
Yes, that is correct.
Whoa, that looks cool. But I'm like, man, that's kind of, you know, kind of crazy.
Yeah, they
right
made a
at this
whole
point.
section of the park to Star Wars. Like, I went there like they've always had a Star Wars ride since like 8-10 years ago or something, but they totally redid part of the park for Star Wars, and they also did part of the park for Avatar, the movie Avatar, when that comes out, which is awesome.
That's gonna be interesting. I wouldn't mind going and checking it all out, but I don't know. I feel like, you know, right now they're so hurt that they need to come back from what they did, because they pissed so many fans off.
I don't think Disney will let them make another one, to tell you the truth. I think they're going to take it away.
Abacaba 72 in the chat said people sent Destiny 100,000 signatures for Disney to take away the license from EA. I don't know if that's gonna.
I seen that.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but it definitely. I've seen it also. It got legs. It's no doubt about it. And you know what? EA, they're dirty, and it makes me very concerned that they bought they bought Respawn, because I'm a huge Titanfall fan. When that happened, it was like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like, okay, this studio is going to be ruined by this company.
Oh, what a shame. Well, you know, hopefully that all works out. And I guess they did determine in the UK that those loot boxes were not gambling too. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just a game of chance, which is, you know, gambling. But anyways, hopefully they can bring themselves back and give away a bunch of stuff, you know. At least,
well, they're going to have to. And you know what? Apparently, and again, this is before this nightmare happened, but there was free single-player DLC that was on the way. That was already confirmed before this nightmare. So that's going to be nice, because the single-player was good, but it was very short.
Yeah, they need to do something to get their people back, get their supporters back. And you can try the game free, right?
If you have EA access, you can. Yes.
Yeah, they can just stick that thing in the vault.
See, Black Tiger says, I'm glad I didn't feed into the Star Wars hype. Me too. I am very, very glad. But you do have people like Mr. Boomstick who pre-ordered it months and months in advance. You know, and then to get that slap in the face kind of sucks, you know?
Yes, absolutely. So it's all, believe it or not, I felt literally the same way I did about Friday the 13th. Like, I supported it. I put $50 in. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a big game. It's a big license. I'm down with that. It's got Adam Sessler attached to it. I like that dude. And the game came out, and obviously the history can't rewrite it. It just was that's how I felt, because I was like super hype into Battlefront, and I was like, okay, it's going to look great on the X. I'm excited, you know, and this I walked away very disappointed, and I put at least 25 hours into that game.
I'm giving Friday the 13th another chance because they have the Karate Kid skins.
You know what? You're ridiculous. I'm gonna check it out too.
Dude, I'm a sucker for 80s. They have like all kinds of old 80s skins, like the Karate Kid and the skeleton.
Well,
when
see,
they dress.
guys, right there. Now, I'm just gonna stop you at this point. That just shows that they can win back their consumers, because we were really pissed off about this Friday the 13th BS that went on how many months ago?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then now look at right there, Mr. Supersonic's like, I'm gonna give him another chance because blah blah blah. So you can definitely get your people back, your subscribers, followers, fan base, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's gaming, but you can definitely win them back. You just have to do it the right way. At this
But
point,
it depends on if I can get and actually get into a game though.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a horse of another color.
good luck with that. I would probably check out what the hell is it called? Why can't I think right now?
Friday the 13th?
Thank you. I would probably check it out again, only because like my son plays that game a lot and I have a few friends who do play it, but I don't really have any desire to play it because they pissed me off so much. Like, I think I've ranted at they probably blocked me on Facebook and on Discord because I was one of those people who was like, you know what, give him a chance, guys, give him a chance, guys. And then my last straw, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back, was when they put the Tom Savini DLC for free in the Xbox store. And that was it. So I was just like, you know what, we're done. But yeah, I mean, let me know how it is, Supersonic. See if you enjoy it.
I won't have anyone to play with. I'm kind of scared now.
What happened?
I'm just gonna be Jason with no counselors. No one's gonna play with me.
Well, if
No.
you ever want to do a co-stream, I still like Friday the 13th. I never hated on it like as much as you guys did. Well, I didn't back it either, because I didn't have money at the time. So you were more invested into the game than I was already. When the whole skin thing happened, like I think that was a glitch. Like I don't think they did that. Like it's not free anymore. I don't think.
It's not. They took it down right away after people were yelling and complaining over the internets. I was one of them. But I downloaded it too. I'm not going to deny that.
That's bullshit.
I'm so angry at you. I'm downloading it, but you're
I got it too, so it's free. Well, might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it was special when I had the Tom Savini skin. Now I'm just like everybody else.
Hey,
Sean Murray, get out
Oh, there it is. There's the alarm.
All right, the alarm is early. It's not supposed to go off until 11:30. It is
11:30.
It just turned 11:30.
Okay.
It's
they
like
were
30 seconds too fast. All right, so we're gonna fire someone today. All right, guys. So let's move on from this. Shadow of War update. I have no idea about this. I think it was Supersonic Station who posted this. The
Yes,
Shadow
I
of
didn't
War.
see it
don't know
either.
anything about that game.
Well, then what the hell? They added online fight pits. That's all I know.
Oh, I play that game. I know stuff.
You know stuff?
I know
Wait,
stuff. I know the stuff that we're talking about.
Please
Well,
do
go
tell.
for it, brother, because I don't know.
Well, basically, in the base version of the game, before this update, like there is a pit that you can go to. You can make your orcs go there and fight, and it's basically like they stay there, fight to the death. They can get stronger, but this update allows you to make your orcs fight other player orcs from like their world. You don't do anything. You just spectate and watch. You don't get to control the orcs or anything like that. It's just so your orcs can actually go up against other people's and show who has the best orcs, I guess. It's not that it's not a big deal. Like, it's not anything amazing. It's nice that they added it. It's free, but it's not going to get you anything really, unless you want to like challenge. Like, say if Mel had the game and she had a really badass orc, I can make my orc fight for us. And that's it, really.
I can make my horse fight?
Or
No, the orc.
Oh.
horse. Your horses. There's no horses in the game,
Oh,
unfortunately.
horsey.
There's
But I like
wargs.
orcs. I'm okay with that. I need to play that game. That's one of the games on my to-do list, I guess you could say. And anything but
I
orcs.
have an awesome 30-minute gameplay video where I challenged my friend. The other online mode in the game is you can fight other players' fortresses. Like, you have your own base, you build it. Well, you don't build it, but you command your squad, like what orcs you want to be in charge. and then I can like fight your fortress and try conquer it. You're not going to be able to like fight in it though. You can just see the result. So I tried to go against his fortress. He had like a bunch of OP characters, and it didn't go so well. It actually went terribly wrong for me.
You got wrecked. I will definitely give that a try because I didn't even know like there was orcs in there, and Fastpack says orcs ate the horse.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
The number one rule of Horse Club is we don't talk about Horse Club.
All right, well that sounds good. All right, and I'm really interested in the online fight pits. I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun, you guys.
I was picturing Pit Fighter and shit.
Then you realize it's just a spectating game.
No, I don't want to spectate. What fun is that? Just watch people die? Woohoo.
Yeah, you just like root for your orc basically. Like, don't die because I can't control this right now. So you better fucking do me proud.
I mean, do you win anything? Do you win? Do you win gear? Do you
if your orc
stronger?
wins? Yeah, if your orc wins, you get like probably like a sword or like some equipment. Your orc will get leveled up.
There's got to be some sort of catch to it that
Oh yeah, that's it. But like that's already in the base game if you're doing it offline. So you probably get more rewards because you're probably putting up more of a risk going against other players. Like,
does this encourage people to use microtransactions to get better orcs?
Yeah, I guess it does.
I put 30 hours into that game and I didn't spend a dime, and I had great orcs and great weapons, and it wasn't a problem.
My orcs are non-existent right now, so we'll have to talk about it later when I do try the game out. Abacab says, has anyone checked out remastered LA Noire yet? Or how you say it? LA Noire? No.
I want it. I want to get it.
He said it's got VR. The X enhancement.
I want to get the VR version.
I beat it on the 360. When it's remember there's an end of year sale happening, people. The countdown to the New Year sale. I'm gonna be buying some stuff then.
Yeah, I definitely
that I don't already own.
There's so many games that I want, and I only usually get like the really bigger games unless something's on sale. Because so I'm like one of those people where if I'm not sure about it, I'll just wait. And then it might not seem like the type of game for me, and then I'll really enjoy it once I get it. So,
well, LA Noire is a really slow-paced type of game. Like, it's made by Rockstar published it. They didn't make it. So I was gonna say it's made by the people that done GTA. They just published it. But you're basically just a detective, and it's like a puzzle kind of game because you're looking for clues all the time.
It's also a period piece. Also, it's
it looks gorgeous still to this day. Like, it still looks nice. Holds up well.
Guys, I have really bad news.
What is?
I broke my gaming chair.
Somehow.
And I'm waiting to fall on the floor. So
if we hear a big thump, we're going to ask if you're okay, and then we're all going to laugh.
It's probably that 24-hour stream. Like, we were like sitting in all kinds of positions.
I know. It's like the screws are falling out, and I probably should put them back in, but it's like tipping to the right, and I'm really upset.
That's not good. Yeah,
it's what you get for $70. So if anybody wants to send me a good gaming chair, I
was just gonna say that gift chair, gift Mel.
I need a new chair, and I'm really sad because I only had it for like 4 or 5 months now.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
that is definitely not right.
Eric, I got mine on Amazon because I was being cheap and I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and now I realize, you guys, that you should probably go and spend a little bit more.
Spend a couple of bucks.
Yeah, you know what? My next gaming chair, I want one of those name brand ones, not Amazon, whatever they sent me. But I mean, I did choose it. I love the chair. It's just falling apart. So I'm very sad about that. We can blame Xbot though, because he's the one who put it together.
Put it together? Yeah. Well, there it is, because he had Destiny on the brain. So
I tried to help, and then he's like, "What are you doing?" I was putting it together backwards. Oh, look at the green guy said, "Shit, I got a chair for $50, and I had it for 5 years, and it's still great." Well, I'm not.
He's one of the lucky ones, that's
real.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one,
I have a gaming couch. I don't have a chair. I wouldn't like to game in a chair.
But you know what? I'm so fidgety that I move around so much that's probably the reason why it's you know, kicking the
It
bucket
better
so
suit you 'cause
early.
you just like you're there and you don't move.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had it since the summer, so it hasn't been that long. So, anyways, we are going to move on instead of talking about the gaming chair that I broke. Polygon. Polygon praises the Xbox One X, and I'm going to hand this over to
I
Mr.
just did a video
Boost.
on this, ladies and gentlemen. I know the
Yes.
story back and forward.
Beautiful.
I'm ready to go.
Take it away.
Okay, well, here's the thing, and I don't think this is going to come off as like, oh my God, you're shocking. I can't believe you're saying this. Boom. Obviously, since 2016, when Phil Spencer was up there and he unveiled first the S, and then he shocked the world because no one really was expecting it. I mean, we had an idea, but we didn't know he was going to do it. About announcing the Xbox One X. Every media site, and we're not just talking about this, people on YouTube or Twitter. We're talking about like the major big media outlets, the IGNs, the Giant Bombs, the GameSpots, the Polygons. There has been, and like I said, I say it jokingly, and I kind of like it's one of those half, seriously but joking kind of a things. The Sony checks that these guys are getting must be impressive because there has been very rare, I mean, like glimpses of positive articles for the Xbox brand and its fans. I mean, it's common knowledge, especially if you're a person in the chat or you're someone that listens to YouTube or you're on Twitter and you're very social about that.
Oh
But Polygon
God,
didn't.
that is
But
shocking.
Polygon didn't. What's that?
I said, oh my God, that is shocking.
Yeah, it is shocking because on the 29th of November, Polygon ran an article by Ben Kuchera, and he's been with them for quite some time. The article starts out with the Xbox One X makes the PlayStation 4 Pro feel like a half measure. Now, I got to be honest with you, I was shocked that he would that it would say that in the lead of the article. Because normally they're all of these sites are damage controlling. Like, you don't really need the money. Why spend it? It's $100 less if you buy this. And so, and then he followed the bottom part of it. Like, the objective of the story is sometimes power is its own selling point. And he had some pretty interesting things to say. I won't go too much into it, but another part of the article I found interesting is where it says he says what you'll notice. Let's clear the air a bit before we begin. Discussing both 4K televisions and high dynamic range HDR standards involves a good deal of subjectivity. Now, we talked about this last week. Subjectivity is something that has been completely absent from the media. So I'm surprised he actually said that. But he does go on in the article to say that he originally had a 1080p TV, and to review the Xbox One X correctly, he purchased a subpar. Now I don't mean the TV was bad. Sub $1,000 4K TV with HDR support. And in his words, these are his words. I'm not making this up. I'm not paraphrasing. He said that the difference was immediate and extremely impressive. So, like I said, it is shocking. Now, I suggest reading the article yourself because it is a huge piece, and there are some, tongue-in-cheek pokes at the Xbox that he takes. Like what I'm waiting for, and like I said in my video on my channel, I would love to see a rebuttal. Or some sort of a clarification from any of these media guys, these media sites that say that they were all wrong. Like, I mean, and the Xbox is out a month, right? Mm-hmm. And we have not seen anything,
not even a
from
month,
anybody in the media saying like, you know what, we got it wrong. The only thing that you've seen is the Digital Foundry, and we all said this prior to the launch of the X. They were going to go out of their way to do side-by-side comparisons on all of the major first and third-party games for the Pro and for the Xbox One X. And the Xbox One X has been beating it, taking its lunch money each and every time.
Oh, man, that's great. Taking its lunch money.
Every day. I don't like a bully, but
Guys, I just want to say bye. I got to get going. We kind of have a family emergency.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no problem, dude. You did say that yesterday. Well, good luck with that, man. I hope everything works out.
All right, have a good day. We'll see you. And yeah, good luck.
Okay, I gotta go take the pony for a walk. It takes a while. So bye, everyone.
Later,
dude.
So, and I'm gonna just, point out in the chat, Fuzzy says the tides are turning. And
yes,
it's nice.
He's 100% right that. Yes, it's about time.
Yeah, it is very nice to see the tides turning. But it's like, for how long? And maybe because one person came out and says, I guess saying they came out is kind of odd, right? But since one person's like, oh, you know what, this is what's going on and this is good product, this, that, and the other, maybe other media outlets will follow suit. Maybe they're going to finally let go of the bullshit and the console war and stop feeding into it. Stop, feeding the clicks, But, like we've mentioned before, they do it for the money, and that's
right.
The sad
well, I mean, here's the thing with that. I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think you're going to see any rebuttals or clarification for their readers. And here's the reason why. What made these sites all this money was the hate that they pushed. They had an agenda. And again, whether that agenda has to do with a paycheck they were getting from Sony, and because you got to remember, here's the other thing that a lot of people don't take this into account. The YouTube community in the last 18 months in regards to gaming has exploded on the scene. And a guy like myself, 18 months ago, religiously listened to Game Informer. I was subscribed to all the IGN podcasts. Hell, I used to pay for IGN Prime up until about a year ago. I used to, Gamertag Radio. They had 2 or 3 shows a week. I would be when I'm in the gym, when I'm home playing games, when I'm on the road, when I had to do food shopping, whatever. I was listening to all of these guys. And from 2016 forward, it has been a complete hate fest. Now, again, I do support all 3 consoles. I've said that publicly, but I like the Xbox the best for many reasons. And I got really fed up with, the hate that was being put out there. I'm like, why am I going to pay for this? Why am I going to go and to these sites? Yeah. And the reason why these Sony checks are coming in, and why Sony's with all these, because Sony's willing to spend the money, and they realize, these media sites realize that if they were to agree with the Xbox community, which obviously I suppose is smaller than the PlayStation one, they would lose revenue and they would be out of business. I mean, these companies are 2 shakes of a stick from going out of business, because no one does print anymore, and they must be losing viewership. There's no doubt about that.
You know what? The thing is, though, I really hope that people, obviously there's going to be people who are going to stay, but, and I don't want anybody to not have an income, honestly. Like, I would never wish that upon
of course
anybody.
not. You never want to see anyone lose their job. No, absolutely not.
But they need to take a different route, and people need to walk away from that. Hang on, someone's at the door.
Well, the truth of the matter is that they need to be more responsible as game journalists. And again, I understand there's a big difference from someone who's on CNN that's going into Iraq to cover a firefight, and then you have the people on the IGN staff that are covering the new firefight for Halo 5. I understand there's a big difference with that, but the media needs to be a little bit more responsible, because there are a lot of more and more younger people are using social media to get their information, and if they're putting out false and bad information, that's bad for everybody.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna cut you off real quick, because in the chat, Texas Wolverine says competition is good. Yes, competition is great. But if it's toxic, then it's not good. And there's really, where do you see the positive Xbox competition? You have the Xbox podcast, and that's pretty much it. Like, I really don't see many major gaming outlets giving out the positivity of the Xbox. Like, where does that exist? Because so many of them are either they're either neutral,
right,
or they're PlayStation. I don't want to say fanboys, but they really do build it up. So,
well, I mean, a perfect example of what you're talking about is IGN in particular. They have Podcast Unlocked, which is strictly supposed to be an Xbox podcast run by Ryan McCaffrey, who I was actually a fan of that dude for many years.
I listen to that podcast every now and again.
And, you know, they have made some serious changes. I don't like anybody that's on there. The only one that's actually come around is Destin Legary. Like, that guy, if you remember a couple of years ago, he was shown taking a picture of holding up the PS4 and holding down the Xbox One and saying, you know, 900p versus 1080p, because that was like obviously the big tagline back then. If you're a 1080p gamer, you're a better human being, whatever. But he's the only one that's actually come around, because Ryan McCaffrey, who's the showrunner, has really not only has disappointed me as a journalist, but as a human being at all, because the guy is really become this horrible person. And I
blocked me. I'm sorry. I came back. I fed my pony. I'm back inside.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, make sure you feed the pony money, because that's the only thing the ponies will take is money. Don't regular feed is no good.
That's true.
But like, that's supposed to be. Mel, you're 100% right. That's the as far as I know, really the only the only actual Xbox podcast. And even, I mean, listen, I've complained on Xbox, numerous Xbox podcasts that I've been on, and I will give it to Microsoft when they F up. There's no doubt about it. I don't play this game. Oh, let's praise Phil and everyone else for doing a bad job. Absolutely not. When they make a mistake, I will come forward and say something about it. But nothing is good enough for the staff at Podcast Unlocked. They have nothing good to say, and their news is always rubbish.
Daz said ponies take it up the bum, smiley face.
But that's what their fan base is, and that's how they make their money, is because they have this haven of Sony fanboys watching them.
You know what, guys? We could all have the same thing, but the reality of it is we care more about the truth and about gaming than just the money, the clicks, and there's more passion behind it as gamers than there is being these quote unquote journalists that they probably went to college just to bitch about a console, and that's a shame.
And now they're making a paycheck for it. I mean, I don't know how much they're getting. I'm sure that it's not enough, because especially in San Francisco, where the rent is 4 times the amount it is in New York, everyone lives with everyone because they can't afford to live alone.
I went to Polygon's website for the very first time today because I never paid attention to them, and it doesn't look all that extravagant.
No, it's not. It's not. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but they do put out a lot of content. And like I said, I don't really go there every day, but I've an article will pop up on Twitter that says, oh yeah, look, Polygon said this, that, and the third, and they've been. Again, they've been one of Xbox's biggest denouncers. There's no doubt about that. That's for sure.
I don't know, but I'm never going to forget Polygon's bullshit, IGN's bullshit, and especially GameSpot's bullshit towards the Xbox. It's been really bad, and Xbox gamers never forget.
No, and again, we go back to it. They had a lot of negative stuff to say, because why? Negativity sells. Negative people are clicking away. Like, oh, see that article? I hate Xbox. Yeah, they're really doing bad. There's no truth in the media anymore. And
it's if they had to post a good story about Xbox, they had to post 8 good stories about Sony. That's how it's been. It's so stupid.
It's been really one way and lopsided for sure. But like I said, make your own decision. Be an adult. Don't listen to rumors. Fact check. If someone says something, don't go and believe it. Actually go to the internet, because you can do that, and look up a story and see if there's any, truth to it before you start, burning the PlayStation flag or the Xbox flag.
You know, the thing is, though, if you go on the internet, you know what's going to come up first? The thing that gets the most clicks. You know, what gets the most clicks?
It is true. It is
it's
true.
not necessarily going to be what is true. And that makes it a little bit difficult, especially for, like, what we were talking about in past episodes, where you have new up-and-coming gamers, new, you know, people that are coming into the community every day. And you want to make sure that, you know, they're in the right direction, because we do care about each other. You know, that's the thing. And
yes. Well, I want to just follow what you're saying, and you're 1,000% right. And again, this is not an attack on the Sony fan base. Please understand, this is my personal experience. But the circles that we currently run in, Mel, you know, with the people that we deal with on a daily basis on Twitter and our friends list, that community is just absolutely amazing and so supportive. Everyone supports everyone's work. You know, everyone shows up in the chat. Everyone shows up, you know, on Twitter when you tweet at them. This community, the Xbox community, is as tight knit a community as I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Look at some of the community that just happened. Like some of them.
Wait a minute. What are you doing here? I thought you left.
No, I said I fed my pony and I'm back.
Okay. Never mind. Continue.
I had to take it for a walk. There's a few people in the community that got Lady Foxfire Xbox One.
Yes, I saw that story. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was really nice. And that just goes to show that, you know, the community cares. You know, and I mean, maybe because we're not part of a PlayStation community, we don't see all the good stuff that might happen. But I mean, I don't even know where the PlayStation community is, because anybody who I did see in a quote unquote like groups of PlayStation people, they were really like anti-Xbox, and there was a lot of drama and stuff. And I was just like, bye, can't deal with that. You know, so I mean, it just goes to show that, you know, if you have such a good community, like people do nice things for each other. They just care.
I tried to watch a Sony podcast and it was like all gangster stuff. I thought one of them was going to shoot me or something.
You're an idiot.
I don't even know which one it was.
I'm watching this podcast. I feel like I'm going to be shot. I got to go. You are so whack. All right, guys. Well, you know, hopefully someday we will see the light on the horizon when it comes to these gaming media outlets. But for now, you know, we're gonna be the one who shines the light. And you know, that being said, we're gonna move on to something a little darker. The Detroit Become Human game. I did not see the trailer for this yet. I did watch a little bit of it, but I was reading also. And I think it was Supersonic who had shared this. And if he didn't share this, I would not have known about it. But the Become Human trailer is under fire for domestic abuse scenes or child abuse scenes. Have you guys watched this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I watched it twice.
Yeah, and
it's overblown completely.
I'd like to know some more about it. What you walk away with after seeing it, dude?
I watched the trailer after all, like hearing the backlash and stuff the trailer's gotten. So when I watched it and it finished, I was like, really? That's it? That's what people are complaining about? Like, I was expecting it to be a lot more violent or for it to show more. Like, it barely shows anything, like, really. Like, they kind of imply stuff when, like, because they don't actually directly show stuff. Like, the camera kind of turns away or something happens, you know? So I was like, it doesn't show it. Like, there's things that show more in other games, movies, and things like that. Like, this is just, like, Sony's actually been getting, like, with The Last of Us 2 trailer.
Yes.
Like, they've been getting lots of shit. Like,
the violence of that trailer, which, again, it's a game, folks. You know, it's a game. The world's over, and, you know, this is a reality. But it is a game, so it's, you know, it is fiction. You know, I
like it that they're taking risks and doing like touchy subjects like that, because I don't. Go ahead.
No, and you know, it might bother some people, but the reality of it is this is the world we live in today.
Yes,
Sadly,
that is correct.
It says Sony slammed for brutal scene in Detroit Become Human, showing dad beating daughter 10 to death. All right. I did not see this myself, but this is everyday shit that you read on Facebook. So
Yes,
obviously
that's
there's
correct.
some type of lesson or something to be learned in this, but if
Well, I'm sure that a whole ideology behind a scene of this caliber being in a game, not a Sony game, not a Microsoft game, not a Nintendo game, but being in a game is to make awareness that this kind of violence is something that occurs on a daily basis. It does not happen to everyone, but everyone in this room today, everyone on the chat, I think it's safe to say could say, well, I wasn't abused, I wasn't, assaulted in any way, but I knew a friend or my best friend's friend or cousin or their aunt, pushing it under the rug or closing it behind the door doesn't make domestic violence go away.
you know what, I'm gonna pause you right there.
Sure.
Okay, because I am someone who dealt with that as a
Okay.
child. I am someone who dealt with that as an adult, and I chose to walk away. But seeing that stuff, it pulls at your emotions,
Oh, for sure.
But the
No doubt about
reality
it.
is it does happen, and it might hurt, but in the same sense, we haven't played the game, and there
Right.
might be a very good story behind it. Like, I mean, obviously beating a child to death, no. But it might have some type of, because it does say Detroit Become Human. There's something in there that once you play the game, it's gonna come to light. And it's a
Yeah, I
really,
think the scene might have been taken out of context for
yes,
sure.
and
It's possible.
a very deep subject. But for someone who they grew up with violence, and they dealt with violence as an adult, it is very touching. But it shows that it happens to other people. People aren't alone,
Yes.
and I'm sure that that's somewhere in this game. And the fact that it's a game and it's not a movie, well, it is what it is. You have Lifetime movies where, stuff like that happens all the time. That's perfectly
Right.
okay, but you can't have it in a game trailer. Come on now. Continue.
I think it's, I don't know. I don't like any kind of censorship in games, but I know it is a touchy subject because I've kind of been through that stuff too. Hold on.
No, I mean, look, here's the thing. Before we go, again, start burning Sony flags, let's make sure that the context of the situation isn't out of proportion.
Well,
No,
the
we know
creator,
that-
I've seen the creator talk about like the backlash and saying that like people are taken out of context, and he wouldn't
Yes.
do something like this to glorify it and stuff like that. Like, people haven't played the game, people don't know anything. This was just one trailer showing that there's so many different scenarios that can happen, and people are just taking out of context, just hating on it, and it's a dark subject, but people would know. Like, it'd be written on the back of the case. It would have an age restriction. It'd
Right.
be like
They'll
18.
be rated M for mature because it's mature content, and that's the way it should be. It
Yeah,
should be
well-
up to the buyers to decide whether or not they want to play a game with this type of violence. If it's not for you and you're opposed, and of course you should be, but if it's such a subject for you personally that you're like, I cannot wrap my mind around playing a game with this in it, then the best way you do is you vote with your wallet. You don't purchase the game.
Yeah, it's also a good thing that they showed this in the
It's
trailer.
awareness that
Because if
they're putting out there.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's awareness. And if they didn't show this in the trailer and they were showing just normal dialogue and other things in the game, and then someone was playing it, and then this happened, and then they were taken by surprise because they were like, wow, I wasn't expecting it to go this dark. Now people know what to expect from the game, so they know if they should avoid it, if it's not for them. Like, they'll know, they'll have all that information before they even decide to buy it.
I'm watching the trailer right now as you guys talk. I'm not gonna lie, I just got chills, but
It looks amazing though, graphically.
Well, if you remember the original trailer, right? The original when I think it was 2 E3s ago when they first showed it, where they showed the scene in the penthouse where the kid is being held by I'm not sure if it was the father. I'm not sure if this is the same scene because I didn't see it, but there was different scenarios where the kid fell out. The kid was pushed out off the balcony, and he fell to his death. And obviously that's I'm literally getting goosebumps talking about it, because I had I'm a big advocate for against child abuse, but it's that I didn't see anybody come out then and be like, oh my god, pitches, bring out the pitchforks and let's burn everything Sony.
Well, I did notice that they are not human. They have something on the side of their head, which would imply that they're robots.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know about all of them, but at least the older adult female. So, I mean, I guess...
Yeah, the kids are, like, the people are human, but that's what the game's about, the robots waking up. And she sees that the kid's in danger. And it's the robot, the AI, that makes the choice in the game. Like, does she allow this to happen? And then that's when the kid dies. Does she help the kid by killing the father and saving her from that house?
It was hard because I was watching on mute, but I can see how people could be upset about this, but the reality is it's stuff that happens in the world. And I forgot who said it in the chat. Trust in Judas, he said, plain and simple, it's a game for adults. Now, why is it okay to have all these other games where they show crazy stuff? Is it just because it's a trailer? Like, come on now. I don't know. It just irks my nerves because it's stuff that happens in the world. So you don't need to hide it, and
right. You can't put on the blinders and pretend it's not there. That's not going to make it go away or make it stop. I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, I feel like people are going, above and beyond to trash it, and not for anything. I want to play the game. I do.
Yes, I you know what? I don't want to go light on the subject, because obviously child abuse is, like, for me personally, as a person in my prior career, was the one thing that I stood the strongest against. It's a me thing. But
I think a lot of people are in the same stance with you. No,
I don't think that's that's not a surprise. I mean, if you're an advocate for child abuse and you're okay with it, then you have some serious, deep issues. A child is sacred and should be viewed as such. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there could be pains in the rear sometimes, but hitting them, unacceptable.
That's one thing that I said that I would never do to my kids. And I mean, once in a while, I'll pop them in the back of the
You have to show discipline, but there's a huge... I was a youth officer for many years, and there's such a complete fine line that anyone can see between corporal punishment or domestic violence and, being a parent. A big difference.
There is a big difference. And it's not okay.
No.
By any means. But, on the level of gaming, are people taking this too far because they're... Like,
I'm actually surprised because it's Sony. I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, we can go right back to what we were talking about. I am so surprised that, because there's like the golden child, they can logistically do nothing wrong. Yes, I'm very surprised that anyone in the media, whether it be New York Times, because there's some of those paper websites that try to cover video games. They're just covering it because it's popular, not because they know what they're doing. But it would shock me if, like, the IGNs and the Polygons and the GameSpots and the Giant Bombs would come out and be like, "Yeah, Sony, this is ridiculous. I can't believe it." I would be very surprised.
You got to remember, it's also clicks for them.
Yes, yeah, that is true. It is true. But if it's okay, Mel, I kind of, being that we're on the Sony train, I want to talk about something that I'm excited about for Sony. Obviously, you have the Game Awards, which, Jeff Keighley could suck it, because that guy, no respect from me.
He suck it.
He is as tool as Home Depot and as you can get. So I don't pay him any mind. But PSX is coming out, which is, I believe, this weekend, and I'm excited because what leaked yesterday was the God of War release date, and we've been all waiting for. I don't know about you.
Yes,
I don't know about anyone else.
Talking about that.
Yeah. God of War is supposed to release on March 22nd which, believe it or not, is a Thursday. Now, you say Thursday. That's ridiculous. Games released either on a Friday or Tuesday, but March 22nd was the release date of God of War 1.
Now, I heard some people say that was a rumor. Heard some people say that was definitely true.
I heard more on the it's in leaked. It was accidentally leaked. So I'm gonna buy with what they're selling, and I believe the leak. And I don't know about anyone else. And I know that they're gonna. Some people listening, like, my God, I can't believe you like this game. First of all, Horizon Zero Dawn, absolutely amazing. I suggest if you haven't played it, please. It is absolutely worth your time.
They have pops. I'm sorry, I gotta jump subjects here real quick. Horizon Zero Dawn. I was like, because I got the PlayStation email yesterday, and I was like, ooh, they have little pops, and I really want them. They have like the Watchers and
that's cool.
the dude and what the hell's her name?
Aloy. Yes.
Aloy pop. And I really do like that game, you guys. So
it's fantastic. I have not dug into the DLC, which is amazing, supposedly. So I can't wait. But getting back to what I was saying before we make this into Horizon Zero Dawn, no, that's okay. Is that they do very well for Sony in March, and this is a smart move. Obviously, they're doing it on the 22nd of March because God of War 1 launched on the PS1. I'm sorry, the PS2 in March of that year that it came out, and I'm really, really excited to see a different side of Kratos, because everyone's like, oh, he yells and all he does is chop things up, but because he has a son, there's going to be a different take on the game. So I'm excited to see. I hope that that his son isn't a hinder to the game. A lot of people are suggesting that. I don't think so.
Like daddy daycare, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I think that's. Listen, folks, come on. Look. Here's the thing. People would have complained out the wazoo if it would have been just another hack and slash. Oh my God! 10 years later, we're still yelling and hacking things. Yeah. They take a different approach, and everyone's like, "Yeah, Daddy Daycare sucks." Listen, you haven't played the game. It looks phenomenal. It's God of War. It's Kratos. He has a son. Try it before you freaking condemn the thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, no one's ever happy, and we've mentioned this time after time after time.
Yes.
You
play
get
games;
something.
they are fun. Hashtag fun.
Hashtag play the game. It's fun. Hit that like button, you bastard. Spoonman says, "What's up, Spoonman?" So the Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry, I'm bringing it back to that. They have the complete edition for $50 now.
And that's with the DLC. And the DLC is a big one. And I think it's about 10 hours worth of play. So you're gonna get your money's worth. That's a great price. Get that game.
I'm thinking of getting it. I am.
Game is absolutely
gotten it. I'm gonna be getting one game at least. Definitely, I'm gonna be picking up something over the Christmas.
I can tell you,
South Park, and I have Shadow of War. So what?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of big games, dude. Assassin's Creed Origins, just so many of them. But I could tell you this year, and I hope that we actually have like a logistic game of the year show, because we can go in a solid 2 hours with that, and I think everyone does like a top 10 list. That would be great, because I'm going to do a video on my personal game of the year stuff.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. When are the Game Awards? On the 12th?
Thursday. No, I think it's this week.
Tomorrow? 7?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow. Yep.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be watching it hopefully, but it's on in the morning.
There's supposed to be some Xbox stuff dropping. They're gonna do a big thing on Sea of Thieves. So let's hope that they show some single player stuff, maybe some
Snake
more.
Eyes said Sea of Thieves come out in March. Yeah, I guess there's a rumor that's coming out in March.
Well, I hope it doesn't go up against God of War, because that's dumb. But whatever.
But it's two different platforms too. So.
It is two different platforms. It are really two different games, no doubt about it. But I just hope that Microsoft's a little bit more strategic.
Yeah.
About when that game comes out. You don't want to go up against God of War, because God of War isn't a standard franchise for the Sony brand, and Sea of Thieves is kind of that genre that's A, it's new, it's a new IP, and B, it's it's an open world, play with your friends kind of a thing. I don't know. I just hope that they're a little bit more strategic. But this year, for me personally, going through the list of games I have in my, I usually do like a top 20, and I kind of file down to a top 10. It's been the hardest year I've ever had in gaming, because by all rights, without a doubt, in any other year, Horizon Zero Dawn wins Game of the Year. Graphically, the gameplay, fantastic, right? Then, okay, Mario should win Game of the Year. Zelda should win Game of the Year. You know, Resident Evil 7 should win Game of the Year. Assassin's Creed Origin should win a Game of the Year. Any year that any of these 5 titles are released that are not with the other titles, they win Game of the Year. So for me, it's going to be hard.
If you had to pick between Horizon and AC Origins, which one would you recommend?
Holy cow. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, dropping it like that, I'm going to have to still say AC Origins. But damn,
Nice.
man, if I had to pick, it would be, say, buy both, you know, wait for a sale, because they are both absolutely worth your time. They're amazing experiences. And I think Aloy is a fantastic, strong female character that the gaming world needs.
Yeah,
I'm really
She's
pushed. I'm pushed on both of them, but AC Origins was the one that was kind of like which one to get.
It's such a fantastic title, and there's literally so much to do. I mean, it's both strong stories, both strong characters. But like I said, I love Aloy. I think she's gonna be as big, and she deserves it. That character deserves to be as big as Kratos and Nathan Drake. And I hope that they continue her story, because she's a fantastic character.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, being a female in a gaming world where there's so many games that have strong male characters, it's nice and refreshing to have like Aloy and Lara Croft and all that, you know? So, and you notice over the years, more and more females have been like a character in the games too. So I love that. Like on Call of Duty, now you can pick a female character, you know?
Yes,
the last few of them. But this wasn't a thing when, you know, gaming first really took off, I guess, you know?
No, Lara Croft is the one. She's the one that broke through the barrier of you know, big, beefy male guys in armor with big guns. She really broke the, you know, the mold, so to speak. And it's been, you know, it's fantastic to see. Like I said, please, if you're on the fence, first of all, if you don't have, look, not everyone can afford to support all the systems, and I totally get that. Gaming is expensive. But if you don't have an Xbox and you wanna get at least an S, it's super cheap. It's $189. You could probably find a PlayStation Slim for under $200. And if you were, like I said, on the fence about, well, what games do I want to get, I highly recommend Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's one of Sony's, in my opinion, one of their best new IPs in a decade.
I cannot disagree with you at all. It is a very good game. You know, and I think that, you know, me being someone who was strictly Xbox and then I went and got a PlayStation and I enjoy it, that's one of the few games that I do play on there. And, you know, honestly, I do enjoy my PlayStation, but I have not turned that thing on. It's actually sitting in a box right now.
I haven't turned mine on in, shamefully enough, in months, but I will be turning it on for God of War.
December.
Tell you that right now.
I actually turned my PlayStation on yesterday by accident, and that was the first time.
Such a jerk.
When I was moving stuff for the room, I had off the controller and I didn't notice, and it turned on, and it turned the PlayStation on, and that was like the first time it got turned on, like in 3 to 4 months. Well, actually, when the Crash Bandicoot came out, that was July, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's the last time it was turned on then.
Yeah, well, I was gonna trade in my PlayStation when we were getting Xbox One X, and then I just couldn't. And then I was like, well, it's $140, so I could do it, but then I was like, no. So I didn't do it, and that's why it's sitting in a box right now. And then I'm looking forward to Gang Beasts, which comes out on the 12th, which is the same day PUBG comes out, so it's going to be a little bit rough, but me and Xbot have been planning to play Gang Beasts forever and a day, and I
don't even know what that is.
Oh my god,
Gang
you
Beasts.
guys, it's awesome. All right, Supersonic Station knows what it is. Me and Xbot played it when we went to PAX East, and it's a Steam game right now, and it's been a Steam game for a while, and it's like these stupid gummies. Oh, trust me, we're going to stream it. You're going to love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's just
I'll be
these
down for that.
stupid gummy like characters, and they kind of throw each other around in battle. It's so much fun though. So
And it's funny, real quick. I mean, it's just switch gears here. On Crossfire last week, we were all talking, or I think after we went off the, off the air. We're considering and we're trying to figure out if we can all do a meetup at the next PAX East, which I've been.
Yes.
I've been to 4 of them. I absolutely loved it, but I think that I would really be like Christmas morning excited if we could get a group of people from the community, including a lot of the podcasters, to get there and just do a big meetup. That would be fantastic. I'm going to talk more with Mooch. I know he's definitely down for it, and a few others, but I just would love to, even if it's just for one day, for everyone to actually meet in person would be fantastic.
Real quick, in the chat, hashtag gamer says, no one excited for Monster Hunters. Beta release is on the 9th. I haven't really paid too much attention to that game, honestly. But I
hated the other ones, but I think I don't want to say use the word dumbed down because that would be insulting to the players. I think they made it more accessible would be a better word to use. I hope so. I'm going to get it. I don't know is it a free to play or do you actually have to purchase the game?
You have to pay for the actual game. I don't know if the beta. I think the beta is only on PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm like crap gamer. I freaking buy everything. I'm
super excited for this game.
I may buy it, but I really want to see if it's more accessible for me because there's a lot of things I did not like about the Monster Hunter series, and I bought them all. I just could not wrap my mind around them. It just wasn't for me.
Well, I would definitely say I could give it a shot because that one was like, what was it, E3 that they showed it?
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of cool, but I wasn't like overly excited for it. Something that I would definitely give a shot, especially to try it out free.
You have to really be into grinding and stuff because basically you're fighting giant-ass dinosaurs and other giant-ass monsters, and it's basically doing lots of repeating. The gameplay is amazing. That's what makes them so fun, is because people like just getting better. And it's like Destiny and all those other type of games,
it's a loot grind, but I think it sounds like it would be fun if you play with a group of people.
Oh, it is. I played it. My friend, we both have, like, Monster Hunter has been coming out on the 3DS for the last few years.
Yes. Yep.
We've been playing. I've got one of them. I can't remember which one, but I got the Monster Hunter 3 for the Wii U, and he had it for the 3DS, and they had crossplay.
Oh, wow.
Cool. So I was playing on the Wii U, and he was like beside us on the 3DS because I think it didn't have Wi-Fi. Well, I don't know if it had Wi-Fi. I think when you were doing the crossplay, you had to be in the same room. So we were doing that, and it was a lot of fun. He was showing me some things to do because like he loves Monster Hunter, and I was a newbie, so it was fun though. I can't wait for this one. This one's making him get an Xbox finally. Like, he's a PC more gamer, but he wants to get Monster Hunter on the Xbox, so that's awesome. We're hopefully going to get it and play.
Well, I think that, it's something to look into because, it's a game. Try it out. If you like it, you'll like it. If you don't, cool. But that being said, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up because the kids are about to be home. It's a half day. Okay. So earlier when you guys heard someone bang on the door and everybody's like, don't open the door. It was my stepson. I locked him out. Totally forgot it was a half day. Oops. It happens. But yeah, in my defense, the front door was unlocked and, well, he always goes to the front door. So it is what it is. But we're going to head out, you guys. So not Supersonic Station. You're not here anymore. Creating Beyond Limits. Would you like to let everybody know where they can find you and what you are up to?
Yeah, YouTube, Creating Beyond Limits. You can search that or search Dean5578 if Creating Beyond Limits doesn't work. I'll write something in the chat so you can click on my name that way. I'm going to be uploading my first award tomorrow. It's going to be the worst gaming company of 2017. It's probably super obvious, but that video is going to be up tomorrow. I already have it uploaded and scheduled. It's around 12 minutes of awesomeness, hopefully. I'm going to be doing some Christmas videos.
Cool. Nice.
recommending Christmas songs, Netflix things like stuff, Christmas movies to watch on Netflix, other reaction videos, gaming videos, streams, and stuff like that. Mixer and Twitch is creating Beyond Limits also. And follow us on Twitter if you want to stay up to date. Yeah, awesome show, everyone.
What was that noise?
That was me. My new phone that I just bought slid off the Note 8s. Good thing it's in the case.
I want a Note 8. I'm so sick of
It's so
iPhones.
nice. It is so nice, but the screen, you cannot put its screen down. It slides off of anything. It could slide off lava. It's so slippery. It's unbelievable.
Oh, well, you know what? You better be a little bit more careful.
Christ.
I'm going to quickly vent about iPhone.
Where's Mooch? Mooch
Mooch talked about how wonderful this was, and I got an iPhone, and it was like, it's absolutely wonderful. And guess what? Ever since the 8 came out, it became a piece of shit. My phone runs like trash. And then guess what else? The X came out, and these updates, and like my phone is so slow and so angering that it's lucky that it's still in my hand and not crumpled into pieces as I'm like holding it, yelling into the microphone, like I'm shaking it.
That's what happens when you go over to the dark side. I told you about those iPhones.
Now I want a Note 8 because my stepson has one and it's really nice, and
it's so fast. Everything is so fast on there, Mel. It's unbelievable. I love it. I got it last week. I got phones for me and my wife, and it's just fantastic.
Nice. Well, I have to wait till I have more monies to get a new phone because I buy them outright, and then I do the pay-as-you-go plan. But I'm so done with iPhone. I'm not buying an X. I'm not buying an 8. This is bullshit that I've never experienced before, and I am done. So that being said, Mr. Boomstick, would you like to let everybody know where they can find you and what you are up to?
Yes, well, of course, you can find me on CCC on Wednesdays, not a surprise. You can also find me on Crossfire on Friday nights at 7 p.m. on Mooch's channel. I'm gonna be a guest on the Dazcast tonight, this evening, if anyone is interested. And that for the East Coast peoples is going to be at 6 p.m. It's 11 p.m. at night, London time, which that's super late, but that's when they do it. And you can also check out my channel, which is just 5 weeks old, and I am almost at 200 subscribers, which is shocking to me. It's unbelievable that
awesome.
I put out 2 videos this week, one of which was the Polygon, where I went a little bit more into depth with the article. If you're interested, to give that a look, and then if you like it, give it a like. If not, that's cool too. And you can find me on Twitter at Mr. BoomstickXL. I have my direct messages link open, so I pretty much talk with everyone within the community. If you want to reach out to me, please, you could do it that way. And hit me up on Xbox Live for a friend as same thing, Mr. BoomstickXL.
Beautiful, beautiful. The kid's bus just rolled up, and I'm like, shit. But, my stepson's getting him off the bus, Xbox here, and all that good stuff. But you guys can find me on Twitter at GirlsCanGame22. Obviously, if you're here, sub the channel if you haven't already. And, we have lots of good stuff coming up. So you guys have an awesome week, and we will see you next week. Maybe we'll even do a stream for the Game Awards, but I'm not positive about that, but I will definitely check it out if you guys do. So everybody have an awesome day. Later,
guys. Thanks for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank you.